Welcome to another episode of Minneapolis by Night. This is the vampire venue. Specifically, this is the meeting between Roland and the Gangrel of St. Paul. They agreed to meet on the borders between the two towns, and as Roe arrives, he sees a group of gentlemen kind of hanging out. See this one kind of standing out, who's kind of watching. Well, they're all just kind of, seems like they're just kind of hanging out, waiting on something. So these are probably the people you're here to see.
All right, you said Jackson Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Walk up to them. I need you, Mr. Jones.
Call me Jack, everybody else does.
Roland, offer his hand.
He shakes it.
How are you doing?
Alright, so, what's up? You said you wanted to meet.
Yeah. Kind of looks around, make sure there's nobody overhearing besides their people.
Other than the ones you assume or he brought with him. Nah, ain't nobody listening.
Nods towards the others. Stay with you.
They're just kind of nod.
All right,
Don't worry, they're listening. They're keeping an eye out. He just looks at you.
All right, so over here, and he kind of motions back. We got kind of issues. I'm sure you probably heard.
Oh, quite a bit more than you probably want us to hear.
Yeah, I only just recently arrived to town, so I'm sure I'm only getting about a quarter of the story.
Then it sounds like you need to move your ass and start getting more of the story.
Yeah, we just ended up dealing with a particular head pain in the ass. We have a new prince.
Okay.
But
So what do you want from us?
more or less, what I'm proposing or asking for is more accurate. Is we don't know what kind of damage this previous guy did. Don't know. I don't know what kind of damage he did. Don't know what he's left for surprises. Basically, what I'm asking for is some support to be called in if we need more help.
Well, I'll
If there's
tell you
more
what, not a single kindred within the city of St. Paul is going to step a foot in your city until you clean up that virus problem.
understandable.
And especially since we hear it's affecting us, yeah, we ain't going anywhere near that place.
I hear you.
We will offer assistance when that is done. Once that is cleaned up, we are more than willing to send some aid. But honestly, it really doesn't look good for you guys in the city if you have to call for outside aid. Use us only as a backup, I recommend.
Oh, that is the plan. But like I said, if we had a prince that's a traitor, I don't know who else is a traitor, so I don't know who I can trust.
Well, then
As
I
far
would
as I know,
recommend talking to the people you have trusted so far and start finding out. That's your best bet.
well, I am speaking to those that I'm pretty sure I can trust, members of my clan.
We have no qualms with, we have no business or dealings in Minneapolis. So, that's why we're over here doing our own thing. We have no prince in St. Paul. We don't
I was
want
wondering
one.
about that.
We don't fucking want one. Anybody who's tried to claim princedom in our city gets fucking deposed.
So, can you possibly check to see if there would be similar offers from the other clans in your city, in case we really need to call in a
From what I've heard, there have been no other requests from other clans. But I mean, we do have most of the clans within the Camarilla are represented here. We have a few independents that assist us. Basically, we patrol our own city. We keep it on lockdown, and we don't let shit happen. If it happens, we bring the entire weight of the kindred society down upon them. We don't play around in our city.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell these people were thinking before I got here.
From what I heard, there was too much issue.
Yeah.
Two people fighting over princedom? Not at that point in time. That's the last thing you want. You want to get that shit squared away as soon as possible. From what I heard, it went on for 10, 15 months.
Yep.
That's doom for a city in any stretch of the imagination.
And apparently one of them ended up Prince.
Uh-huh.
Mr. Crow or whatever his name was. But good to know that once we get that cleaned up, there is the possibility of support if we need it.
Yeah, but I definitely wouldn't. I would say use us as a last resort. Because to be quite honest, in our city we don't play, and if we're coming over to help, we're not going to stop to ask who's a good guy, who's a bad guy. We're going to assume whoever's in front of us, whoever you point us at is a bad guy, and we're going to treat them as such.
Absolutely.
Honestly, we don't know who to trust within your city, so we wouldn't be having a lot of communication with too many people.
Yep.
I know you got a guy that just came in there, and I can confirm he's on our side because he's one of us. He looks not a gangrel, but he is. He and I have been through a lot of stuff, and I can speak on his behalf.
What's his name?
He goes by Alexander Smith, I believe.
Good to know. I'll keep an eye out for him.
He's been true.
If this, let us know if this virus crosses over, because
we'll let you know.
I'll find a way to make sure assistance is sent across if it does.
Basically, we're just kind of quarantining your city. Any of the ghouls of kindred start coming our way, we'll just shoot first.
Yeah.
We're not risking a full-fledged outbreak. We can contain it in one city. I can't promise to the other cities around you, but I can tell you here in St. Paul, it's going to be a shoot first, ask questions later. Unless they come in from a different area, they're dead.
Yeah, I don't know all the details, and I don't know how many mortals might be carrying it. So that's why I'm just letting you know. Let us know. Gotcha. We'll offer the help if we can.
Well, we're keeping an eye out as best we can, and doing what we can. If there is a mortal that's carrying it, well then, there's not much we can do about it. But if it starts affecting us, I can tell you we're going to have a quick retaliation.
I can offer you this much. If you find it in your city and you've got some Tremere that you can actually trust, apparently they may have a way to deal with it.
Keep in mind.
So that's as far as my knowledge of these things, because I've been out of touch a long time before I came to the city. So as far as I know on that, that's the information that came out at the last meeting, that the Tremere have some way to deal with it if you're infected.
Well, to be quite honest, the only reason why we're even bothering to speak to anybody from the city is because someone we know put in the work. If Leo hadn't let us know ahead of time, we wouldn't have bothered with this meeting. We would have told you to handle your own affairs. But Leo's a good guy, and he's given us no reason. So,
well, I'm hoping with that piece of information that I just gave you, perhaps I might be considered an all-right guy, at least.
We'll see. You have to prove yourself to us yet. Like I said, we'll be here if you need it. If you need a place to stay, and assuming you've managed to avoid being infected, we'll give you a place to hang out. But I will tell you, this St. Paul will not fight Minneapolis battles for him.
No, I that's not what I'm asking.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, we'll gladly back you up if you need it. If you need a place to run, we got you. But I can't promise you're going to be able to stay here long before we got to move you on, because any disorder in this city can get hectic.
I hear you. He'll offer him his business card to the billiard club when all this is done.
He puts it in his pocket. No.
Hopefully, when all this is done and this is all straightened out, perhaps we can come to a more friendly relationship between the two cities. We are close enough.
All right. Well,
He
yeah.
offer his hand.
He extends his hand. Well, like I said, if we hear anything about other clans asking,
Yep.
we'll let them deal with it the way they wish. I mean, each clan, we run our own clans here. We don't have anybody telling us what to do.
Yep.
I'm in charge of my clan. Others are in charge of their clans. We have agreements. We meet maybe once every few months to handle affairs, unless sooner if it's a matter of importance. But the city doesn't get messed with because we don't tolerate it.
Yep. Well, in the future, what I am asking of you is reciprocated. I also speak for the Gangrel in Minneapolis. So in the future, this is a two-way street.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how y'all fare in the next few months. That will determine a lot.
All right. Well, thank you for meeting with me.
Yep. He turns around and motions for his guys. They all get in their vehicles.
Roland will, be nice and nod to the other individuals.
They all nod. They drive off back further into the city.
All right. Well, that's all I needed.
All right, cool. All right, thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned.